The autumn wind howled through the skeletal branches of Central Park, carrying with it the sharp sting of impending winter and the unspoken grief of a boy who had lost everything. 10-year-old Tommy clutched his worn backpack, his eyes swollen from tears that refused to stop, as he wandered aimlessly past the empty playground where laughter once echoed like a distant dream. In that moment, as the sun dipped low and painted the world in blood-orange hues, an old man on a weathered bench extended a gnarled hand, holding a tarnished harmonica that would unravel the threads of Tommy's shattered life. Tommy froze, his small frame trembling not just from the cold, but from the raw ache in his chest. It had been only 3 months since the accident, the screech of tires, the blare of sirens, and the final, heartbreaking silence that claimed his father. Music had been their bond. Dad's harmonica tunes filled their tiny apartment with joy, a melody that chased away the shadows of poverty and loss. Now, alone with a mother drowning in her own sorrow, Tommy felt like a ghost haunting his own existence. The old man, with a face etched like ancient bark and eyes that held the weight of countless sunsets, smiled faintly. "Looks like you could use a friend, son," he rasped, his voice a gravelly whisper carried on the breeze. Tommy hesitated, glancing around the deserted path, but something in the man's gaze kind, knowing pulled him closer. He sat on the bench's edge, keeping distance, as the stranger pressed the instrument into his palm. It was cool, heavy with history, its metal surface scarred from years of use. "Why me?" Tommy muttered, turning it over in his hands. The old man chuckled softly, a sound like rustling leaves. "Because some tunes need to keep playing, even when the player's gone. Give it a try." Tommy brought it to his lips, blew tentatively, and a single note pierced the air pure, haunting, exactly like the lullaby his father used to play on quiet nights. His heart skipped. How could this be? He played again, fumbling through the familiar sequence, and the melody unfurled. "Danny Boy," his dad's favorite, the one that always brought tears to Mom's eyes. Tommy's fingers shook, but the harmonica seemed to guide him, the notes flowing effortlessly as if the instrument remembered the hands that once held it. The old man watched, his expression unreadable, before standing slowly. "Keep it safe, boy. It has stories to tell." And with that, he shuffled away into the gathering dusk, leaving Tommy alone with the echoing tune and a whirlwind of questions. That night, back in their cramped Brooklyn apartment, Tommy hid under his blankets, the harmonica pressed to his chest like a talisman. Mom was working the late shift again, her face gaunt from exhaustion, and the silence of the home amplified his loneliness. He played softly, the melody wrapping around him like a warm embrace, evoking memories of Dad's laughter, his strong arms lifting Tommy high, the scent of aftershave and sawdust from his carpentry job. But as the notes faded, doubt crept in. Was it coincidence? Or something more? The next day, Tommy returned to the park, hoping to find the old man, but the bench was empty, save for a few scattered leaves. He sat there, playing the tune over and over, drawing curious glances from passers-by. An elderly woman paused, her eyes widening. "That song. It takes me back," she said, but hurried on without explanation. Days blurred into weeks. Tommy's grades slipped. Teachers noted his distraction, but he couldn't explain the pull of the harmonica. It became his secret companion, played in hidden corners, each note a bridge to the past. One afternoon, as rain pattered on the park's canopy, a twist arrived in the form of a street musician named Rico, a lanky man with a guitar slung over his shoulder. Rico overheard Tommy's playing and approached with a grin. "Kid, that's some soul you've got there. Mind if I join?" Tommy nodded warily, and soon their impromptu duet filled the air, harmonica weaving with guitar strings in a dance of melancholy and hope. Rico shared stories of his own losses, a brother gone too soon, and how music healed the unhealable. For the first time, Tommy felt seen, the twist of this unexpected friendship shifting his isolation into tentative connection. Yet, the harmonica held deeper mysteries. Engraved faintly on its side, Tommy discovered initials. J.M. his father's, John Matthews. How? His mind raced. Had the old man known Dad? The questions burned, propelling Tommy into a quest that would unearth buried truths. As winter's grip tightened, Tommy's mother, Elena, noticed the change. "Where did you get that?" she asked one evening, her voice cracking as he played. Tears streamed down her face. That's your father's song. But his harmonica was lost in the crash. Tommy's world tilted. Together, they delved into old photo albums, piecing together fragments of the past. The old man, they learned from a faded newspaper clipping, was Elias, a veteran who had played in the same band as Dad years ago. But Elias had died 5 years prior, so the obituary said. A chill ran through Tommy. Was it a ghost? Or a figment of grief? Rico, now a mentor, helped Tommy search library records. Sometimes, the heart sees what the eyes can't, Rico mused, adding layers to Tommy's emotional journey. The twist deepened when they found Elias's granddaughter, Mia, a girl Tommy's age, who revealed her grandfather's harmonica had been stolen long ago. Mia's appearance brought unexpected warmth. Her stories of Elias mirrored Tommy's memories of Dad, forging a bond that highlighted the universality of loss. Through her, Tommy learned Elias had mentored young musicians, passing on instruments infused with spirit. The harmonica, it seemed, was a vessel of legacy, playing not just tunes but echoes of lives intertwined. Tommy's playing improved, drawing crowds, and in those moments, he felt Dad's presence, a reminder that love transcends death. But the true revelation awaited. One stormy night, Tommy dreamed of the bench, the old man whispering, "Play for the living, boy." Waking, he realized the harmonica wasn't magic, it was memory, amplified by longing. With Rico and Mia, Tommy organized a park concert, honoring lost loved ones. As he played Danny Boy, the crowd swayed, tears mingling with rain, a testament to shared humanity. Yet, questions lingered. Who was the old man really? A hallucination? Or fate's gentle hand? Tommy stood before the growing audience in the park, the harmonica gleaming under the weak winter sun, his breath forming misty clouds as he prepared to play. The concert had started small, just him, Rico on guitar, and Mia singing softly, but words spread like wildfire through the neighborhood, drawing souls hungry for connection in the cold season. Elena watched from the front, her eyes shining with a mix of pride and sorrow, the first real spark of life since the accident. As the notes of Danny Boy filled the air, Tommy poured his soul into them, each breath a tribute to his father. The melody twisted and turned, evoking images of John Matthews, his calloused hands building furniture by day, his gentle fingers coaxing music by night. The crowd hushed, many wiping tears, for who among them hadn't lost someone? In that shared vulnerability, Tommy felt the weight of his grief lighten, transformed into something communal, a bridge between the living and the departed. But midway through the set, an unexpected figure emerged from the shadows, a tall, silver-haired woman named Clara, Elias's widow, whom Mia had invited without telling Tommy. Clara approached slowly, her face a map of wrinkles and wisdom, carrying a worn leather case. "I heard the tune," she said, her voice trembling. "It's him, Elias. He always said music finds its way home." This twist shattered Tommy's assumptions. Clara revealed that Elias hadn't died 5 years ago. The obituary was a mistake, a mix-up with another veteran. Elias had been alive until recently, wandering the parks, giving away instruments from his collection to children in need. The harmonica? It had indeed belonged to John, loaned during their band days, and never returned. Elias, in his final months, sought to reunite it with John's family, guided by old letters and fate. Tommy's heart raced. "But I saw him. He gave it to me." Clara nodded, tears falling. "He passed just days after. Perhaps he knew his time was short." The revelation added layers of kismet, emphasizing how lives intersect in unseen ways, weaving a tapestry of kindness across generations. With Clara's stories, the concert evolved. She shared tales of Elias's war days, how music saved him from despair, paralleling John's struggles with poverty. Rico chimed in with his own anecdotes, turning the event into a mosaic of narratives. Mia, the unexpected ally, held Tommy's hand during a duet, her presence a reminder that new bonds can heal old wounds. As night fell, Tommy explored the harmonica's history further. Engraved deeper, hidden under grime, were dates, births, deaths, milestones of those who had played it. It wasn't just an instrument. It was a chronicle of human resilience. Elena's transformation was profound. Inspired, she began humming along at home, slowly emerging from her shell. Your father would be proud, she whispered one evening, pulling Tommy into a hug. The family, though broken, started mending, the harmonica's tune a soundtrack to their recovery. Yet, doubts persisted. Was Elias's appearance mere coincidence, or something ethereal? Tommy pondered this during solitary walks, playing softly, feeling whispers in the wind. Rico introduced Tommy to a community center where he taught other kids to play, passing on the legacy. One boy, orphan like Tommy once felt, blew his first note, eyes lighting up. In that moment, Tommy understood. The true magic was in giving, in keeping melodies alive. Mia's friendship deepened the emotional core. She confessed her own loss. Elias was her rockin' together. They visited his real grave, leaving flowers and playing a duet. This auxiliary twist highlighted intergenerational healing, showing how one act of kindness ripples outward. The winter thawed into spring, buds blooming as Tommy's confidence grew. The park bench became a symbol, a place of serendipity where strangers shared stories. Clara became a grandmother figure, baking pies and recounting Elias's adventures. But a subtler twist awaited. In Elias's case, Clara found letters from John, thanking Elias for the harmonica loan during hard times. It played my father's tune too, John had written, revealing a chain. John's dad had passed it down, a family heirloom lost and found across decades. This discovery floored Tommy. The harmonica wasn't just his father's, it was ancestral, a vessel carrying tunes of multiple generations, each adding their sorrow and joy. Empowered, Tommy composed his first original piece, blending Danny Boy with new notes, symbolizing growth amid loss. The concert series continued, drawing media attention, but Tommy remained humble, focused on the human element. Elena's job improved. She smiled more, even dating tentatively. Life goes on, but we carry them with us, she said, echoing the story's humanistic core. As spring rain washed the city clean, Tommy sat on the bench, harmonica in hand, ready for whatever twists life brought next. The spring blossoms carpeted the park in pink and white, a stark contrast to the barren winter that had mirrored Tommy's inner turmoil, but now symbolized rebirth and the fragile beauty of moving forward. Yet, as Tommy played his evolving melody on the bench, a new visitor approached, an investigative journalist named Sarah, drawn by whispers of the miracle harmonica that united strangers. Her arrival injected an unforeseen layer of scrutiny, forcing Tommy to confront the public eye and the vulnerability of his private grief. Sarah, with sharp eyes and a notebook perpetually in hand, sat beside him. I've heard stories about this instrument: ghosts, legacies, healing. What's the truth, kid? Tommy hesitated, the harmonica warm from his touch, but something in her earnest gaze compelled him to share. As he recounted the old man, the tune, and the discoveries, Sarah listened intently, her own story unfolding. She'd lost her son to illness, and music was her unspoken salve. This auxiliary character twist shifted perspectives, transforming the narrative from personal solace to broader societal reflection. Sarah's article, when published, didn't sensationalize. Instead, it wove a tapestry of humanism, highlighting how objects like the harmonica become conduits for empathy in a divided world. The piece went viral, bringing floods of letters, people sharing their heirlooms, their losses, creating a network of shared humanity. Tommy, overwhelmed, found strength in Rico's guidance. Fame's a double-edged sword, but use it to amplify the good. Mia stood by, her friendship evolving into something tender, a first crush amid the chaos, adding emotional depth. Clara, now a fixture, organized workshops where elders taught youth instruments, bridging generational gaps. Elena volunteered, her healing accelerated by helping others, embodying the value of community over isolation. But escalated when a collector contacted Tommy, offering thousands for the harmonica, claiming it as a rare antique. Temptation struck. Money could ease their financial woes, but Tommy refused, realizing its worth lay in intangibles, memories, connections, the tune that echoed his father's love. Sarah's involvement deepened the twist. She uncovered that Elias had been John's wartime pen pal, not just bandmate. Their letters filled with dreams of peace and family. This revelation painted Elias as a guardian angel figure, his final act a fulfillment of a promise to return the harmonica. Tommy's dreams intensified, vivid scenes of his father and Elias jamming under stars, the melody binding them. Waking, he composed more, infusing pain with hope, his music a beacon for the lost. The summer brought a festival, Tommy headlining with his group Rico, Mia, Clara narrating stories. As thousands gathered, the harmonica's notes soared, evoking collective catharsis. A man in the crowd wept openly. Later, he revealed himself as John's estranged brother, drawn by the article, seeking reconciliation. This family twist amplified the drama, uncle and nephew embracing, mending rifts long forgotten. Elena's tears were of joy, the family expanding in unexpected ways. Yet, amid triumph, Tommy felt a quiet melancholy. The harmonica, once a lifeline, now felt ready to pass on. But Naive had more to learn, more to give. Sarah's follow-up piece emphasized resilience. In a world of loss, we find each other through the tunes that linger. It resonated globally, inspiring similar initiatives. As autumn returned, Tommy reflected on the bench, the cycle complete. The old man's gift had sparked a chain reaction of kindness, proving that one small act can echo eternally. Mia's hand in his, they played together, the future uncertain but bright. Rico mentored, Clara reminisced, Elena thrived. The harmonica's tune, now evolved, carried not just his father's melody but a chorus of voices. In quiet moments, Tommy wondered if Elias watched, smiling. The humanistic core shone. We're all connected, our stories harmonizing in the grand symphony of life. But life held more surprises. One day, a letter arrived from a distant relative, claiming the harmonica's origins traced back centuries, to immigrants fleeing hardship, each generation adding to its lore. This historical twist enriched the narrative, underscoring enduring human spirit. Tommy vowed to document it, ensuring the legacy continued. As the leaves fell once more, Tommy sat, playing, the wind carrying the tune onward. The cycle of seasons had come full circle, with autumn's golden leaves crunching underfoot as Tommy, now 11, returned to the bench that started it all, the harmonica a constant companion in his pocket like a beating heart. The past year had been a whirlwind of growth, connections, and revelations. But beneath the surface, a subtle unrest brewed questions about identity, purpose, and whether the melody's power was fading or evolving. Then, in a twist that reframed everything, a young girl named Lila appeared, clutching a faded photo, claiming the harmonica had once belonged to her great-grandfather, a blues legend whose tunes inspired countless lives. Lila, with wide eyes and a backpack full of old records, sat beside Tommy uninvited. I saw the article. That instrument's got my family's mark. Skeptical yet intrigued, Tommy examined the photo, a black-and-white image of a man resembling Elias, harmonica in hand, on a Mississippi porch. The initials matched, but deeper engravings revealed a lineage Tommy hadn't imagined. This auxiliary character injected fresh emotion, shifting the lens from personal loss to cultural heritage. Lila's stories of her ancestors' slaves turned musicians, using harmonicas to encode messages of freedom added profound humanistic value, linking Tommy's grief to broader struggles of resilience and identity. Together, they researched, visiting museums and archives, Rico tagging along with his guitar for moral support. Mia felt a pang of jealousy at first, but soon embraced Lila, the trio becoming a force of youthful curiosity. Clara provided context, her eyes lighting up. Elias always said music crosses oceans and eras. The discovery climaxed when they found recordings the same tune, Danny Boy, adapted from Irish roots to blues inflections, passed down like a whispered secret. Tommy's father, unknowingly, had inherited a piece of history, the harmonica a symbol of enduring spirit against adversity. Drama peaked at a heritage festival, where Tommy and Lila performed a fusion piece, blending styles. The crowd, diverse and moved, applauded thunderously, but backstage, a confrontation arose. Lila's family wanted the harmonica back, viewing it as stolen heritage. Tommy's heart tore keep it for his father's memory, or return it for justice. Elena counseled wisdom. True legacy isn't possession, it's sharing. In a poignant decision, Tommy loaned it for exhibits, ensuring it toured, educating on its journey. Sarah documented the saga, her article, Harmonies of History, emphasizing unity. In division, music binds us, teaching empathy across lines of race, time, and pain. Personally, Tommy grew. Dreams of his father now included ancestors, a chorus guiding him. He started a foundation with donations from concerts, funding music programs for underprivileged kids, perpetuating the cycle. Mia's confession deepened bonds. I was scared you'd forget us with all this. Their first awkward kiss under park lights added innocent romance, balancing the story's emotional arcs. Rico's surprise. He proposed to his longtime love at a gig, Tommy playing the processional, showing joy amid sorrow. Clara passed peacefully that winter, her funeral a musical celebration, Tommy's solo a tearful farewell. Her will left letters Elias's final words. The boy will carry the tune forward. As spring bloomed anew, Tommy composed a symphony, incorporating all influences. Premiering it, he felt complete. The harmonica's return not a loss, but a gift multiplied. Lila became a sister figure, their families blending holidays with tunes old and new. The bench remained a sanctuary, where Tommy taught others, ensuring no child faced grief alone. In reflection, the old man's gift wasn't just an object, it was a catalyst for connection, proving humanity's greatest strength, our capacity to harmonize through hardship. Years later, Tommy, grown, would pass it to another, the cycle eternal. But for now, as the story closes on this chapter, the melody plays on, a testament to love's enduring echo.